people collect stamps, others collect experiences. Today, with Saima, we have our amazing guest, Claudia M. Gallegos, who collects wisdom from the seen and the unseen. As a certified Akashic Records consultant, life coach, and yoga teacher, she's traveled through spiritual traditions, mindfulness practices, soul level insight of others, not just to flourish. And tonight, we'll explore powerful tools that can help you create that kind of life where healing isn't an afterthought. It's the foundation. So, Claudia, welcome to the show.
Hi, hello. How are you doing, Saima? I'm so happy to be with you today.
You're warmly welcome. I'm glad to have you here. So, Claudia, you say that healing is the foundation for everything else. I'm really curious to know from you that why do you think so many of us put it off until there's a crisis?
Well, we live in a world that gives more importance to work than any other activities, and we are according to what we do. So I discovered that you can have a good life, and you can have different ingredients in this life. So to have a good life, you need to have a good health. Pay attention to your body. You need to have a good mind. Pay attention to your mind. You need to have a good family, either a family where of your origin, like your parents, your cousins, your siblings, uh, but also your friends. That is also a family.
Hmm.
You need to have time for yourself. There's different ingredients that make your life um, a good life, but it's a choice, and it's something that you have to work on it, and be intentional. It's not going to happen just because. Is You have to have the intention of having that good life.
Uh,
So with the what connecting with the intention is when you can build the life you want.
hmm That makes so much sense, Claudia. When you think about it, having a good mind and a supportive family really lays the groundwork for healing. And it's I do feel that it's like building a house. You need a solid foundation before you can create something stable and lasting. You have described that
Exactly, exactly. That is the
beautifully.
same concept. Is building a solid foundation to build your life on, and to have different ingredients taking different amount of time, but not one consuming all the time. Of course, in certain times of life, of course, we have, more work and a little bit less family. But the idea is to have an awareness and to start thinking, how can I have a fair distribution of time, right?
Absolutely, yes, yes. So, have you found that prevention and daily inner work can be just as transformative as deep crisis healing?
I'm sorry, it was breaking up. Can you
Mhm.
repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. Have you found that prevention and daily inner work can be just as transformative as deeper crisis healing?
Um, yes, of course. The transformation occurs in different ways. And the transformation for some people is a little more speedy, and for others it's a little more, it's a slower pace. But the key is to pay attention to the transformation and go through the process. It's not a magical system. It's not something that is going to happen in a minute. um, you have to put some energy, you have to put some intention, you have to work on it, right? As you work to have a good career, as you work to have good relationships. Um, it's not with effort, but is with intention, right?
Yes.
And awareness of what you're doing.
Mhm. That really resonates. It's so powerful, to recognize that transformation. doesn't really come from hitting rock bottom or facing a crisis. It can come from the steady, intentional work we do every day. And what you're pointing out highlights the beauty of consistent inner work. It's like nurturing a garden daily. So when challenges come, we are already strong and grounded enough to handle them with grace.
Exactly. It's like when you had to do some math exercises in school, right? You had to do first the simplest ones, the easier ones, and then you had to do another one that is a little more difficult, and then another one that is a little more difficult. But you didn't start with the most difficult. You started at the base. You started slowly at the base, and then you progress one by one. Perhaps one day you understood three things altogether, but at the base is the same, right? It's a process of learning, and it's a process of learning throughout your life. It's not that we're going to be a finished product and we're going to say, well, now I am done, I am perfect. That's not the point. The point is that we have to keep on adding every single day, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes. And it's like we often wait for the storm instead of learning how to dance in the rain before it arrives.
Exactly. And it's
Yes.
there's a desire to have a magic wand and resolve the things in an instant, like the instant soup. This is not an instant soup. It's a soup that we're going to cook throughout our life, and we're going to work on that for a long time. So the more we do it, the better we will feel. However, we have to work with joy, right? It's not about working with. It's not about working with effort. It's not something that we have to. It's not an effort. Is something that we have to work with joy and attention and love and patience and a lot of fun too. Take the challenges that we have. We all have challenges, right? It's not that we are exempt of challenges, but the more um, we take it as an adventure instead of a punishment, right? The easier it will be, and we will be flowing through life instead of going against life. And
Abs-
we tend to go against life. So the awareness gives us the awareness of the work, the inner work, gives us the the guidance to on what to do.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I completely agree with that. Now, the Akashic records are still a mystery to many. So, let's be honest, how would you explain them to someone hearing the term first time?
um, I can explain it for some people who remember the physical encyclopedias. It's like an encyclopedia of your life, but for the younger generation, it's like the Wikipedia of your life. Not your life, sorry, the Wikipedia of your soul, right? Is the history of your soul, is the essence of your soul, is connecting with the essence of your soul. So that is the most important thing, to connect with the essence of your soul. When you connect to the Akashic records, either because you learn or with a consultant, what you do is to tap into that energy through your questions. It works exactly the same as when you do a search on ChatGPT today. It's not that you sit in front of the computer and you look at the screen and the answer magically is going to appear. Is that you have to think a question, a well thought question, and then you ask a question. Well, the Akashic records activate in the same way. You have to ask questions to go deeper. And then you are going to have another question coming from that answer. So this is how you work with the Akashic Records, and the Akashic Records are at your service. They are answering the questions that you need to resolve at that point in your life. It's not that you're going to have many different things. The answers are for just for what you need at that point in your life.
Yes, that's fascinating, Claudia, and I love that how you he makes Akashic records feel both mysterious and accessible at the same time. It's amazing to think there's this vast space of knowledge and experience that we can tap into. And your explanation really opens a doorway for the listeners who may have never heard the term before. It makes me appreciate how much there is to explore when it comes to understanding ourselves and the deeper patterns of our lives.
I try to put it in simple words because even um, when it sounds, akasha sounds like a very sophisticated word that is in the ancient Vedic texts. Akasha is the place where all the souls live. So the Akashic records are the encyclopedia, the Wikipedia of that of of every soul, and at the same time of all the souls together. So we can tap into the knowledge of our soul, and when we want to expand our knowledge, we tap into the universal knowledge. So it's very very expansive, and um, it's not only expansive, but it's also very rewarding to see uh, um, how people benefits with these consultations. It's amazing how they benefit because that you gain a clarity that you will not gain in another situation.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Yes. So, mindfulness, is a buzzword today, but you teach it in a way that's deeply personal, I must say. So, how does your approach differ?
Well, I approach it with, instead of call it mindfulness, I call it awareness. Is paying attention to the little signs, to the small, very tiny signs that we receive all day, and we think that they're not important. And those signs are uh, information that our soul is giving us. So I teach, instead of teaching mindfulness, of course, you have to learn to calm yourself, not disconnect with your thoughts, but calm your thoughts. So your thoughts are not everything, right? So first you have to learn how to calm your thoughts, and then you learn how to hear those little signs, how to see them when you ask a question to receive the answer. That's the main point. It sounds like a very sophisticated process, but it's quite simple. However, mastering the process takes a little bit of time and effort and dedication, like everything in life.
Mm-hmm. I see what you mean, Claudia. That's really interesting, like shifting the focus from just the concept of mindfulness to something more personal and embodied makes it feel so much more real and applicable at the same time. It's powerful when a practice moves beyond a buzzword and becomes a leap experience, something that, truly shapes our daily lives. And I love how you're making it really cool and accessible at the same time rather than just another idea to think about.
It is accessible. We cannot make it complicated because the universe is not complicated. The universe is at our service. We are here having a beautiful human experience. So it has to be simple because the ones who complicate things are humans. Not the universe. The universe is, gives us everything for us to be happy and free and to understand how to have a beautiful life. Um, But having that implies that you have to let your mind, uh, calm your mind, and let your mind to be calm. And in that way, you can connect with your true self.
Absolutely, that makes sense. So, have you seen students surprise themselves with the clarity it brings?
Yes, of course. The With the consultations and with some groups, the results that I see is people that are starting to live a better life, that are more in touch with their true self, with their soul um, expression, and having that is everything we need. Uh, we didn't come here to be rich or to be powerful. We come here to have an experience. It can include to be a rich person. It can include to be a powerful person. It can include certain gifts like, I don't know, writing or high math or computer science or different things. But everything is in ease, and our mind says something different. So the results that I see is people that are through the guidance of the Akashic records, they are connecting more and more with themselves, and connecting with themselves, they live a better quality life, more enjoyable experience. And that's all that we have to do here.
Absolutely. That's always so inspiring to hear, and hearing that firsthand really highlights the impact of this kind of work.
Well, the first time is when you're ready to listen to that. So anybody can start at any point. It doesn't matter if you're 15 years old or you're 75. When you are ready, this is the path that you're going to follow. However, if you start the road earlier, it's much better.
So, you know, visualization is one of your go to tools. So, can you share that what makes it so effective for healing?
You heal when you understand that the experiences you're having here are experiences for your soul's evolution. So when your soul is evolving is when you can have a real human experience. Um, the problem is when we attach ourselves to the results of to the results of what we're doing. Is just doing, and the next step is going to come by itself, not having the expectation, um, not having uh, an ultimate um, desired result. So we do, and then we open to what is coming next. That is our true path, the surprise, let's say.
Absolutely, yes. I really appreciate that insight from you, Claudia. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's what I've been receiving and learning throughout the years.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Like to hear how it can guide healing on such a deep level. And your approach, Claudia, it really highlights how intentional imagination can help us shift from experiences, release tension, and step into a more empowered vision of ourselves. I really admire the way you bring that practice to life for people.
The practice is through individual practice, individual consultations, or groups of people, up to 30 something, 33 people per group. And in those groups, The universe takes care of aligning the group, the all the members of the group, and to heal together. Sometimes the collective healing is very, very powerful because that healing is elevating the souls of everybody, and there's a synergy between all the souls. It's something that I really, really enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's going to surely be beneficial for all our listeners out there, Claudia. Beautifully said. So, Claudia's work reminded us that healing isn't a luxury, it's a groundwork for joy and purpose. Whether it's through the Akashic Records, mindfulness, or visualization, your path to a better life can start with one conscious step today. The foundation is yours to build. Make it strong and make it soulful.